Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Gone in 10 seconds. If you have a Chevy Malibu, there's something inside it thieves are going after all over Metro Detroit tonight. The defenders are on the case.
All right, Sean, also DNA results are in for a man who claims he was the 4-year-old child who went missing nearly 27 years ago in Livonia. Devin?
Yeah, Jason, we're going to begin with survivors coming forward with shocking new claims against Dr. Robert Anderson, and now they're calling on the Michigan Board of Regents to take immediate action. Actually, quick change of plans. We're going to begin here at 5 with some breaking news involving COVID restrictions here in Michigan. Today, at an appearance in Grand Rapids, Governor Whitmer telling Wood TV's Rick Alban that rollbacks to COVID restrictions are going to happen in the coming days.
That's right. Currently, the final restrictions are set to expire on July 1st. The governor told Wood TV she and health leaders had a call on Tuesday and said the numbers continue to look very good and that she would have something to say in the coming days and to just stay tuned. So we'll of course keep you posted on what we learn as soon as we get it. Also here at 5, our other big story today, a former U of M football star made a startling admission claiming Dr. Anderson's abuse far exceeds what we've heard about so far.
And instead of Bo Schembechler and what he knew getting much of the focus, it's now moved to his old boss. Let's bring in Rod Maloney, who's live tonight from Ann Arbor with these new, very troubling developments. Rod.
Yeah, Devin, you know, much of the abuse that's been alleged here came from athletic physicals that Dr. Anderson would go and do, and we did hear more about that. But this takes it to a whole other level. Alleged testicular cancer research. 3 former U of M students, 2 of them athletes, and all members of the massive lawsuit with the university now in mediation, came to the fore saying they now want their names and stories known. First, Richard Goldman, a 1981 broadcasting student, claims he went to Bo for help for migraines, claims Bo told him he needed Anderson's sign-off and wound up assaulted. He said Bo was an employee, but it's the employer's fault. At that time, it was the late Don Canham.
Don Canham, as the athletics director, had the power. Way back in the 60s, he did nothing. The 70s, he did nothing. Now, we had those 3 years that I was up here as a broadcaster to do something, and he did nothing.
Former U of M star running back John Vaughn came with much more serious allegations and demanded the university
open up my personal records and show me the chain of custody of where my sperm samples I was forced to give under the hocus pocus guise of medical treatment and research in athletes like me.
He told Local 4 Dr. Anderson took the samples himself based on Vaughn's mother's cancer diagnosis. And former wrestler Tad DeLuca says the university now needs to take full responsibility, whatever the financial damage.
How do I sound this without sounding too flippant? That's their problem. I mean, they caused it repeatedly for decades. So any trouble they're in is their own fault. And they're trying to mitigate. They're trying to avoid that right now.
Now, this group is asking University of Michigan regents who meet tomorrow for a full independent investigation and to give up all records that will be needed. But this afternoon, the university was out with this statement, quote, "The University of Michigan is actively engaged in a confidential court-guided mediation process with the survivors of Dr. Anderson's abuse, and we remained focused on that process. The report made it clear many survivors required confidentiality as a condition for speaking." Back to you.
Rod, John Vaughn's claim that we just heard there, that's alarming. It's also new. How did that come about?
He said that he was singled out for special treatment, as it were, saying that he had been raped 45 times in extensive medical examinations. And he said it was all because they thought he might have testicular cancer because his mother had breast cancer. He believes all of that research was bogus and wrong, and he is looking for the university to do more.
Wow. All right, Rod Maloney in Ann Arbor. Now to a Local 4 update. The 25-year-long search for Dwan Sims continues tonight after Livonia police say a recent DNA test revealed no match.
Now let's get to Jason Colthorpe live in the newsroom with this update. Jason.
Yeah, the testing on this, guys, had been delayed for a long time, and it was because of the pandemic. So it took a year and a half for these results, and they are negative. Mike Cash is the name of the man who came forward in December of 2019. He had reached out to the family, he says, on Facebook, but was rebuffed. So he went to police saying he believed he was Dwan Sims, and he submitted a DNA test. Dwan Sims went missing right before Christmas in 1994 when he was 4 years old. His mother, Dwana Harris, told police she was at the Wonderland Mall in Livonia when Dwan disappeared. The investigation eventually centered on the family when police checked surveillance around the mall and never could determine that Dwan was ever there. 25 years later, the mystery only deepens now with these DNA results, which police say did not match those on file of Dwan's father. Dwan's mother later became Dwana Wiggins, and she died late last year where she lived in North Carolina. Livonia police, by the way, tonight saying this case is still open, and they encourage anyone with information to come forward. Devin?
Have for so long. All right, Jason. President Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin finally came face to face today for their high-stakes summit in Switzerland. Two world leaders met for about 4 hours, talking about many subjects, including Paul Whelan, the Novi man being held in a Russian labor prison. As Alice Barr reports, every nuance is being scrutinized now for clues as to how these geopolitical rivals will turn their talk into action. Alice.
Devin, the two leaders described constructive talks on a range of issues, though the depths of their disagreement remains clear. President Biden says we won't know for months whether this is the start of true progress. Face to face and staring down a host of thorny issues, President Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin speaking for roughly 3 hours today before holding separate press conferences.
I think there's a genuine prospect to significantly improve the relations between our two countries without us giving up a single solitary thing based on principle and our values.
On the whole, we spoke the same language.
The shorter than anticipated meeting covering ground from Russian election interference to aggression in Ukraine and Russian-based cyber attacks targeting America's critical infrastructure. President Putin denied any involvement, instead accusing the U.S.
What do the state organs of Russia have to do with that? We are encountering the same threats.
President Biden said they agreed to talks about reining in the cyber threat, and he vowed to respond to any future attacks.
He knows I will take action.
On the question of human rights abuses and jailing political opponents, Putin deflecting blame, making a false equivalence to arrests after the deadly January 6th siege of the U.S. Capitol.
They're being called domestic terrorists.
That's a ridiculous comparison. It's one thing for literally criminals to break through cordon, go into the Capitol, kill a police officer, and be held unaccountable. And it is for people objecting and marching on the Capitol and saying, you are not allowing me to speak freely.
The two sides did agree to begin nuclear arms control negotiations and return each nation's ambassadors to their posts. President Biden calling this just the start of restoring relations, saying it's clear neither country wants another Cold War. President Biden starting and ending his European trip by reassuring allies the U.S. is back on the world stage, saying today he did what he came to do. In Washington, Alice Barr, Local 4.
Okay, Alice, tonight on NBC Nightly News, Lester Holt anchoring live coverage of the summit from Geneva. That's coming up here at 6:30, right after Local 4 News at 6. We've seen such a run of these cases lately, and state police say again it's road rage to blame for a freeway shooting on I-96 in Detroit.
Yeah, this one happened this morning on I-96 at the Southfield Freeway. Investigators say two drivers were fighting each other when one of the drivers fired a shot at the other driver, hitting his car. Nobody was hurt. The GOP-controlled state Senate passes a bill that would mandate a photo ID in order to vote in person and add further requirements on voting by mail.
Proposals are among the first to pass the Senate of the 39-bill package that Republicans unveiled in March after former President Trump levied still unsubstantiated claims that voter fraud cost him the race. Opponents of the bill say they are politically motivated to benefit Republicans. Supporters of the legislation say the policies are necessary to boost election integrity. There is no evidence of widespread voter fraud in the 2020 election.
Another crematory linked to O'Neill Swanson II is ordered to shut down.
State says Comfort Cremation Services in Troy has been operating without a license. They say Swanson is listed as one of its members. Laura launched an investigation in April after receiving a tip that that company was transporting bodies to Tri-County Cremation Services in Ypsilanti. And you'll recall earlier this month that crematory was ordered to be shut down by the state. His mortuary licenses were taken away back in 2018, so he's not allowed to own a cemetery nor a crematory. The positive trend continuing with today's coronavirus numbers, which led us to the announcement from Governor Whitmer that we brought you off the top of this newscast. 179 new cases now over the past 24 hours, second day in a row below the 200 mark. State also reporting, though, 4 more deaths over the past 24 hours.
And as of today, 60.6% of Michigan adults have received at least 1 dose of the coronavirus vaccine.
The Metro Detroit Black Business Alliance is kicking off Juneteenth with a business crawl unlike any other.
Yeah, starting today, customers can download a virtual bingo card to be used at the 800-plus participating black businesses across Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb counties. That bingo card can be used to win free prizes from the Business Alliance. The crawl is being used to shed light on local black businesses, but President and CEO Charity Dean says there's a deeper meaning to it all.
Slavery didn't just make everything go away, and in fact, we've had decades and generations of inequities. And so while we are celebrating Juneteenth and celebrating that end, we're also trying to help close the wealth gap and close those inequities.
You can get your bingo card on clickondetroit.com, and there are a whole host of events from Dearborn to Madison Heights this week commemorating Juneteenth. You can find a complete list of all local events, including a special stroll and roll celebration Saturday in Dearborn. All of the details are right in the special Juneteenth section of clickondetroit.com.
We got a lot more to come here at 5. Let's check in with Ben.
Devin and Kim, first it was in California and then Texas experiencing sweltering heat, and now those temperatures are starting to move east. Find out how much of it ends up in our backyard coming up.
Okay, Ben, and how the city of Detroit plans to use what some would consider trash to help bridge the digital divide and create jobs at the same time. Sean.
Thieves are targeting a very hot item around Metro Detroit.
Word is out. I mean, that's obvious just on the numbers of thefts that we've had in the surrounding communities.
It just feels like a violation. You know, you just don't feel safe.
That item is in your vehicle. We have video of the thieves in action and exactly what they are after.